Welcome back to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and I have an exciting episode to bring to you today in regards to what just happened in California over this past weekend. If you've been living up under a rock, then you don't know what's been going on, and I'm here to help you navigate this political space today. If you can do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates when I go live. And to all my subscribers and to those who continually come back to watch my videos and comment, I really appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. This one here, what I'm getting ready to discuss is probably the most egregious and political missteps I've ever seen in regards to legislating for black people. To kind of give a background on what I'm talking about how the California Legislative Black Caucus killed bills designed to help repair the black communities in California this past weekend for no reason whatsoever. No reason. They did it. And it's a shame. We have been sold out by our own people. And when I do my videos, because I've seen some of the comments, and I'm going to put it out right now so there is no confusion on where I land politically. I am an independent. I'm not on the left. I'm not on the right. I am where most of America sits, ideology-wise. I don't believe in this duopoly of political system that we have to subscribe to. Either you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. That is as backwards thinking to me. And those two political parties are the reason for the division in the country. Because the vast majority of Americans, when you sit and you actually talk politics to the vast majority of Americans, there's really not too much that really separates the ideologies, besides a few things that these political parties love to divide. In a state like California, where the Democrats have a supermajority in their assembly, have a supermajority in their Senate, and have the governorship, you would think that these politicians would be advocating and creating bills that are going to help their communities at large. That's what you would think. But that's not what's going on. So I'm going to take you on a little trip, and then I'm going to show you a video of how we get here, right? I've been on the ground as an activist, boots on the ground, doing work in the communities across this country since 2019. I'm a part of a coalition of activists from across the country who believe in reparative justice. Some people like to call it reparations. Y'all think it's about slavery. We don't. We think it's about reparative justice, about the things that have harmed black people over the years, these policies that have been put in place throughout these states, everywhere around this country that have done to harm black people. You want to talk about sundown towns. You want to talk about land theft. You want to talk about eminent domain. You want to talk about racial covenants in housing. You want to talk about the denial of the GI Bill to black World War II veterans. You want to talk about the lynchings that were going on. You want to talk about how the Great Migration came about. You want to talk about segregation in education and all these things that we know about that has been taught in history books in this country for years and years and years and years. But when it comes to talking about actually repairing and providing recompense or compensation for these harms, everybody wants to go back to the plantations and say nobody around right now was a slave. That is the talking point from the right. This is why I don't talk with Republicans. And then on the left, you get, oh, we just need to study it. There's no more studying, damn it. There's no more studying. So when AB 3121 first came about, it was a carbon copy of HR 40, just on the state level in California. There were activists from my squad who got with Dr. Shirley Weber in California to change the language to make it lineage-based, because we recognize that race-based policies in this country could not be done. Don't matter if it's black, Asian, whatever. At least that's what we were told, right? The race-based policies violate the Constitution. They violate the 14th and 15th Amendment, as well as Title VII, Section 601 of the Civil Rights Act. So when we found out that these things violate rules, we started to kind of use common sense. Is this a direct correlation to why every time you talk to politicians about black issues, they seem to want to bring this all lives matter approach to everything? Well, we can't do something specifically for you. I mean, we had our own presidential candidate, Kamala Harris, tell a reporter from the Griot this a couple of years back when she was running for president in 2019, that she wasn't going to do anything specifically for black people. And now we know why. Because those policies are indeed race-based and they are illegal. So what do you got to do? You got to go find the community of harm. Not all black people in America are quote unquote African Americans, but all African Americans are black. I'm going to say that again. All right. Even though I don't like the term African American, I don't like it because I don't think it represents who I am as a person. Africa is a continent, and if you cannot drill down to where our people descend from, then you just can't just label it African American. Pardon me. So we can't do anything for every black person just because you cannot just get off the boat yesterday and now you want to challenge the federal government and say that you've been harmed and that you should get some type of recompense because you just showed up here. You don't immigrate to a country and then start complaining about the conditions there. You could go back home. Those whose families come from the plantations and the free blacks in America, we are their progeny. We cannot. We have nowhere else to go. So this is our country. And there should be laws that are written to help us create generational wealth and live the American dream. So the group of activists, we all put our brainstorming hats on, and over the last 5 years, we have drafted and developed policy memos to address every single area of our lives and to bring us and make us whole. And all we got from the Democrats in California was, we support this. 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 Vote for me. Vote for me. Vote for me. We support this. We support this. This is what we got. So AB 3121 language gets changed. It comes to the California Assembly, goes through, passes. Goes to the California Senate, passes. Dr. Weber moves on from being the author and the initiator of the bill to being the Secretary of State of California, mainly because of AB 3121. Not saying it was the sole reason, because Dr. Weber is a phenomenal politician. But she got a lot of support from the black people because this is what happened. Politics is an exchange. It's not a gift. You do something, you a person of your word, the voters are going to turn around and do what they're supposed to do and vote. When the commission was seated, there were 9 people that were made members of this task force. And over the next 2 years, from 2021 to 2023, they held hearings and provided evidence and testimonies from numerous people throughout the black community in California about the harms that their families had suffered while being residents of California, making the case, making the claim. And when it was time to develop remedies, some of these remedies have come out. SB 1050. These remedies have come out. These remedies, they've come out, and you would sit up here and you're wondering, okay, great. These things are good. These things are good. These things are good. Yes, man. Yes, we're doing something. We getting things done. We're getting things done in here. We're getting things done. You had SB 1403 and SB 1331 were the 2 last bills, because SB 1050 went through. All right. And it passed. It's on its way to Gavin Newsom's desk. Don't know if he's going to sign it or not, but it made it through the assembly. And it went through the Senate, passed through the Senate, went to the assembly. They passed it. No problem. And that deals with those who have had land stolen from them by California government via eminent domain. They can be compensated for that land being taken because they actually were not compensated fairly for the land. Obviously, we know how this stuff goes. They devalue the property so they can come in and buy it cheap, and then they mark it right back up once they get it, and they really don't change anything. But the 2 other bills, SB 1403 and SB 1331, were getting stalled. And we started hearing that these bills were going to get stalled. And there was for no reason whatsoever. The bills established a Office of Freedmen Affairs that would help to try to draft the remedies that the other bills could come through and assist with. All right. So, yeah, some people on the commission doing it that didn't want to do it the way that we found it to be constitutional. Now, when we talk about lineage-based stuff, that means that the harm is drilled down to a certain group. It's not based on just being black. It's not all black people. You have a certain criteria to qualify. And we did it like that because that's the same thing the Japanese did when they got the Civil Liberties Act signed into law. We vetted this through constitutional lawyer after constitutional lawyer after constitutional lawyer. And it has withstood every single challenge that we have talked to these lawyers about. It's going to stand to every one of them. It's ironclad, damn near. So for those people that say, well, we already know the Republicans are going to gut it. Well, they can't gut this one. We went to some constitutional lawyers who happen to be conservative and asked them. It's ironclad. Because the harm is only based on a certain group of people. It's not everybody. It's not all encompassing. When the Civil Liberties Act got signed, not all Asians were able to participate in it. It was drilled down to a certain group of people. So these politicians decided that they were going to stall on the bills. And then they decided, as y'all saw in the video at the beginning, to mock the activists who were actually on Capitol Hill that day. Well, the state capitol. And let me correct myself because I don't want people thinking that this happened in D.C. This is in Sacramento in California. All right, at the California state capitol. They come out mocking, dancing, and one of them happened to be my fraternity brother, a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, Reggie Jones Sawyer, who was actually on the commission itself, who tried to do everything in his power to kill this stuff from the get-go. So this is his lick back. And he decided to whip the votes so that the other Black caucus members would not vote on the measures in this bill when they have a super freaking majority. Super majority. So I'm going to show y'all the video of what was going on. And shout out to my homeboy, Chris Lotson. Shout out to Sharice Cryer, because their video from what was going on in California that day on Saturday has went viral, and every news outlet in the country picked it up. So I'm gonna give them their props, because I know all these other media outlets they're not gonna name them. They're just gonna use the video and try to stoke fear and try to blame all this stuff. No, I'm gonna give it out. Sharice Cryer and Chris Lotson. You're gonna hear them loud and clear in this video.
The speaker needs to bring the bills up now. These are their bills. They have their names on the bills. They killing their own bills because they scared of the government. Now, listen, they gonna see this and they gonna get mad at us. They killing their own bills, then they gonna get mad at us. They killing their own bills because they scared of the government. We don't care. Bring the goddamn bills up now.
Governor needs to understand that the world is watching California, and it's going to have a direct impact on your friend Kamala Harris, who's running for president. This is going to have a direct impact. So pull up the bills now, vote on it, and sign them.
We have
We've
to vote.
been waiting for over 400 years.
Shout out to Chris Lotson. Shout out to Sharice Cryer. Sharice is actually a member of AKA. So she has been stomping, and she's been out stomping and saying, hey, y'all need to get these bills signed. Well, the bills died on Saturday. They killed the two bills because they didn't want to do anything. And then they came out with this BS statement, right? They came out with this BS statement saying that they didn't get an opportunity to participate in the legislative process when it came to these bills. So because their names is not on it, right? Because their names is not on it, they decided to kill the bills. This you talk about malfeasance. You talk about, you can't blame nobody for this. You can't blame nobody at all. There was not a Republican that could have stopped any of these bills. There was not one single Republican that could have stopped any of these bills. Could not at all, even if they tried to. They don't have enough votes in the California Assembly. Now, what's very, very odd to me, right? Not odd, but what's very, very crazy is that a Republican actually tried to bring the bills to the floor to vote. Y'all heard that right? A Republican tried to bring the bills to the floor for a vote. And the reason why he did it, it was calculated. We know that it was calculated. And it was very, very smart on his behalf to do that, because we know why he did it. Now, I'm going to show y'all what the Black Caucus out there in California wrote, right? I want y'all to see this. So let me get this together here. And so here we go. All right. And I'm going to read this. This says, the California Black Caucus remains steadfast in our commitment to advancing the CLBC's 2024 Reparations Priority Legislative Package. The CLBC has chosen to concentrate our collective energy on the legislative priorities that the entire caucus has voted on and those that positively impact Black Californians. There has been interest regarding the status of Senate Bill 1403. The caucus was unable to participate in the legislative process and recently became aware of the concerns and issues with the bill. In its current form, one of the primary concerns with the bill is that it ceded legislative oversight authority, which is critical given the generational impact this legislative would have. We are well past the amendment deadline, therefore the decision has been made to continue working on this bill and reintroduce it in the next session. There are other bills in the priority package where we've taken the approach to ensure that they fully reflect the needs and aspirations of the community we represent. All right. Y'all can continue to reading this. Y'all see the fluff, right? Y'all see the fluff. And the fluff. You see the fluff. They don't get to participate in the legislative process. Oh, it gives away insight. What it was establishes an agency that was going to be able to handle. The reason why we don't want the government involved, we wanted the agency to do it, was because we recognized that we wanted to be similar to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. When the Native Americans have issues with the government, they go through the Bureau. We want the same protection. And they decided to do this and kill the bill and then laugh and mock about it. And like I said, there was a Republican. His name is Billy Esawari, something like that. He actually tried to bring the bill to the floor, and they stopped him from doing it. He made a motion to actually address SB 1403, and the Black Caucus members decided that they were not going to allow it to come to the floor for a vote. And first of all, this was full transparency. We know that this Republican does not support reparations, right? We understand that. But it's funny that he would bring the bill to the floor because he knew that the Black Caucus was full of it too. And he made that point. He wanted to make a point that they were not going to do anything and that all they had been doing was providing lip service to black folks and played them like a fiddle. Said, okay, I'm going to make y'all eat these words. Y'all say that y'all for black people. Y'all say y'all doing all this stuff for the black community. Y'all the only ones that can handle this stuff. Fine. I'm going to bring the bills up. I'm going to ask them to bring it to the floor. Let's see if y'all really will vote on it. And they cowards and chickens, and they chicken out. And they sold us out, man. Sold us out. And this goes on all over the country. And we wonder why things ain't going on in the black community the way it's supposed to. Look at your legislators. Vast majority of us live in communities where everybody looks just like us are in power. They want to blame everybody else. They want to blame Trump and this Republican and Governor Kemp in Georgia. They want to blame Greg Abbott in Texas. They want to blame all these conservatives. But if you go to the crux and you look at who are the people who are in power in the community where you live at, I damn sure guarantee vast majority of you is all black people. And they enriching themselves, dangling carrots to get you to continue to vote for them while they do absolutely not a damn thing for the community. They're extracting fucking resources. They can give all this stuff to all these migrants and all this stuff, all these resources that we keep seeing. We got towns being overrun by gangs. They're not doing nothing. They got sanctuary cities. They got resources. They got money for home loans and equity and business loans, all this stuff. But when it comes time for black folks to say, hey, where's our share of this? Where's our hand in the pot? It's all this other stuff. It's all with all these conditions. It's got to be this. It's all this. Oh, this is multi-year. It has been multi-years already. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of all you bootlicks and all you tired out boomers and plantation flunkies who continue to parrot these talking points from the 1950s. Because right here were black politicians from the Democratic Party that stopped this. And I'm not putting no cake for no damn Republicans because they ain't done shit for black folks either. So we see that we don't have no friends in politics. So it's time for us to start running our own damn candidates. It's time to blow this damn duopoly and this political machine up because it does not serve nobody. I don't care if you black, white, Asian, whatever. This two-party system don't work for none of us. We all out here getting screwed. And as long as they can keep us divided amongst race, ethnicity, gender, and all that stuff, they're going to continue to stoke these flames. And they're going to continue not to do shit. At all. This was absolutely pathetic. And it made no sense whatsoever. Y'all heard in the video? These were their bills. You kill your own bill because you didn't get to participate in the legislative process. The fuck? Legislative process is bringing the bill to the floor and debate it. They knew this. These bills have been around for a while, y'all. This ain't something that Senator Bradford just put on the floor yesterday and trying to force the hand to vote. No, they've known about these bills since January. And they decided to wait to the final day and kill them. And we should make them pay. From the top of the ticket down, we should make them pay in November for this. And last but not least, I want to address something before I get out of here. To the people that come in my comments and want to troll, it ain't gonna work, man. I'm not gonna let your comments even be seen, and I'm gonna report your accounts. I don't do the derogatory language. You're not gonna come on here and start spewing all that crazy crap that you see on 4chan and Twitter and all these other stuff. It's not coming on my page. I'm not gonna allow it. I'm gonna get your account suspended. I'm all for political discourse. If you want to debate a topic, if you got a opposing view, that's fine. I want the community to be engaging. I want us to have this dialogue because I think it's healthy dialogue. But at no point am I going to be platforming or allowing comments that are derogatory or hateful or say anything out the ordinary. That's not going to happen, especially if it's directed at me. Because I just told you all, I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I don't care about these political parties. What I care about is making sure that resources are equally distributed and that the people who are getting harmed are getting resources for those harms. That we can participate in this thing called America and be productive and profitable socially, economically, physically, just be first-rate citizens and live the American dream. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Democrats have sold us out, man. They really sold us out. And this, like I said, there was no reason for that. So let me know in the comments what y'all think. And thank you all so much. Until next time, Culture Nation, let's keep it culture.